Shalom. And give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the teachers and leaders of Israel, and Shalom to the elect that's out there teaching this truth and sincerity. Topic of this video is pretty much that this is not a black or white thing. You know, it's not about your skin color or nothing like that. You know, it's about it's really ultimately about the spirit. You know, I wouldn't even say that it's about your race, because it's ultimately the spirit. Because we really can't go back to our genealogy and all that. So it's solely based upon the spirit. You know, and when we out teaching, you know, we test the spirit. You know, and usually the spirit bears witness. You know, but I'm gonna start off in 1 John chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, "Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, because many false prophets are going out into the world." You know, so we ought to test every spirit. You know, whether they bear witness to the scriptures, which is ultimately Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. You know, so that's why we ought to test the spirit, because it says in Romans 8 and 16, it says the spirit itself, Romans chapter 8 verse 16, the spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. You see, so the spirit itself, it bears witness. You know, you hear the truth being told, and you're like, damn, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. It's answering doubts that you already had while you was in the world. You know, that's the spirit bearing witness. You know, because everything was written aforetime for our learning. You know, it says in Romans 15 and 4, everything was written aforetime for our learning. So we just gotta be taught the right way. And the spirit, if you part of that elect number, you know, the spirit it bears witness. You know, in verse 17 it says, "And if children, then heirs of God, and joint heirs with Hamashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together." You know, see, if you part of that elect number, Lord willing, I'm part of that elect number. If we are part of that elect number, you know, we're joint heirs with Hamashiach. And Hamashiach, he was given the fullness of the earth. You know, I believe it says that in Colossians 1 and start at 18. It says, yeah, I'm gonna start at 13. Colossians 1, chapter 1, verse 13. It says, "Who have delivered us from the power of darkness, and have translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son." Talk about Yahushua HaMashiach, "in whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins, who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature. For by him were all things created, that are in heaven and that are in earth." You know, see, Yahweh, he gave the power to Yahweh Shai, you know, to create all things on earth. Him and the elect, we was here creating all things on the earth. You know, if we could receive it. Verse 16 again, it says, "For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers." See? All things were created by him and for him. See, so everything, the earth was pretty much, it was given to Yahweh Shai as part of being that firstborn, getting those fruits of the firstborn. You know, verse 17 it says, and he is before all things, and by him all things consist. And he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence. You know, let's look at that word, preeminence. Yeah. And it reads,
Strong's G 4409. Protuo.
And it says, to be first, hold the first place. You know, so I'm gonna go to the etymology. Salakia. Gotta find out how to spell it. Preeminence. Salakia. Salakia, to be first, to hold the first place. So he was given the first of everything. You know. Let's read that again. Colossians chapter 1 verse 18. And he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence. You know, the first. You know, all things he owns everything first, pretty much. You know, verse 19 it says, "For it pleased the Father that in him shall all fullness dwell." You know, so if our spirit bears witness with the spirit of the scriptures, you know, we join hands with Hamashiach, you know, that goes and being to the elect, you know, having the first fruits of this earth, you know. But back to the topic, really. I'm gonna go to Jeremiah. Oh, before I get Jeremiah, let me go to James. You know, because we was scattered abroad. You know, that's why when it says in the New Testament, Jews and Greek, you see the Greek, those was the Israelite foreigners, you know, that was of other tribes, because the Jews are the southern kingdom. You know, the Greek let's talk about the Israelites also, but the Israelites from the other tribes that wasn't from the tribe of Benjamin, Judah, and Levi. You know, the three tribes that make up the northern kingdom. You know, and it says in James chapter 1, verse 1, James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. See, the 12 tribes, we were scattered abroad, so we mixed with these other nations. You know, we mixed with the Edomites, so-called white people. We mixed with the Arabs. You know, we mixed with the East Indians, the Africans, the Chinese, the Japanese. You know, we look like all nations pretty much. You know. And Job, Salakia, go to Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 9. And it reads, my heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. You know, see, these other nations, they're against the speckled bird, which is Israel, the blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans. You know, the birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. You know, so I want to look up speckled bird, and it's a bird with multiple colors. Speckled bird. See? It got green, yellow, black, look like purple, white, brown, all types of color. You know, see, we're compared as this speckled bird because we come in all colors, size, shape. You know, we're like a speckled bird. You know. Let me get another one in Hosea. It says Hosea chapter 7 and verse 8, Ephraim, you know, the so-called Puerto Ricans, Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. Verse 9 says, strangers have devoured his strength, and he knoweth it not. Yet gray hairs are here and there upon him, yet he knoweth not. See that wisdom. You know, but the point was verse 8, it says he hath mixed himself among the people. Ephraim, all the tribes, we've done that. You know, with some Israelites are a cake not turned. You know, when you flip a pancake, when you don't flip the pancake, is real light. You know what I mean? So Ephraim is a cake not turned. A lot of Puerto Ricans are light skinned. You know what I mean? So it's not a black or white or skin color thing. It's not black Hebrew Israelites. It's Hebrew Israelites, like Paul said in 2 Corinthians chapter 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 22. Yeah, 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 22. It says, are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I. You know, so he knew he was a Hebrew Israelite. You know, it's another one that I wanted to get in Corinthians, or was it Romans? Yeah, Romans 11 and verse 1, it says, I say then, hath God cast away his people? God forbid. For I am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. You know, so Paul, he knew he was an Israelite. You know what I mean? You know, he Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, he's not casting away his people. We're mixed among the people, and we got to come back to our heritage. You know, but the spirit of bear witness, because we've discontinued from our heritage, as it says in Jeremiah 17:4, and it reads, Jeremiah 17:4, and thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for he have kindled a fire in my anger which shall burn forever. You see, so a lot of our people, we just discontinue from our heritage, you know. But I'm gonna give you a few examples. I already got it up. Blake Griffin, see, look at his father, a so-called Haitian from the tribe of Levi. You know, look at Blake Griffin. Got his mom hair. You know, I don't know if his mom was an Edomite or not. I'm not sure. You know, because we can't go based off the skin. You know, it's the spirit. See his baby right there. So if the baby with the lady in the USC, I believe that's Blake Griffin's wife. So if that baby was to make a baby with an Edomite, somebody that looked like Blake Griffin's wife, you know, the baby had come out looking white as snow. You know what I mean? Not literally, but it'll probably be as light as Blake Griffin's mom. You know, but that'll still be a Jake. Because why? Because Blake Griffin, his father is an Israelite. So that means Blake Griffin's an Israelite. And if Blake Griffin's an Israelite, then his son is an Israelite. You know what I mean? And that's in Numbers 1:18. It says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees, meaning their nationalities, you know, after their families by the house of their fathers. See? According to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. See? So like I gotta use that again. You see, but they declared the pedigrees by the house of the father. So it's the father's seed that determines what that child is. You know? Let me give you another one. Jason Kidd. Salakia. You know, and Irish people, you know, some of those are Israelites too. You know, because our people, we mingle with the Irish people. You know, those are our people like Conor McGregor. You know, he could be a Jake. You know, it's by the salt. You know, the spirit. And you know, Jake, we got the salt. Like you can see in this first picture right here, that's Jason Kidd's father, so-called black man. So you can even tell just by Jason Kidd. If you watch hoops, watch basketball, his game, you know, he was a smooth player. You know, could pass. Like even Jason Williams, you know, he could be a Jake. How smooth he was on the court. That salt. Blake Griffin got that salt. He dunking over people. You know, he athletic. You know what I mean? Not a lot of so-called white people are athletic like that. That's how you know that dude's a Jake. You know what I mean? There's no such thing as mixed. You know, he goes by the seed of the Father. And if I'm not mistaken, Tia Mowry father, that's a so-called white man. You know, looks like a so-called white man. I believe it is. Doesn't look like he have that salt. You know what I'm saying? But you see, you can't go off face value. You can't go off the flesh. You know, you gotta test the spirit. You know, that Tia Mowry, she could be a Edomite. You know, a dark-skinned Edomite. You know, so we are not to judge by the appearance. You know, John chapter 7 verse 24, it says, "Judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment." So we are not to judge by the flesh. You know, by face value, by what your eyes see. You know. Because what it says in Romans 8:5, it says, "For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace." And verse 7, "Because the carnal mind is enmity against Yahweh, for it is not subject to the law of Yahweh, neither indeed can be." So carnally minded, that's against Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. You know, so we are to be spiritually minded, because that's life and peace. Carnally minded, that's death. Looking after somebody, telling somebody they Edomite because of their skin color, while you're out teaching, that's carnal. You know, that's not right. You know, you're supposed to test the spirit. You know, tell them the so-called white man is going to slavery right off the bat. You know, see how his spirit reacts. If he get all rowdy, you know, you 9 times out of 10, that's a damn Edomite you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? But if he calm and just chilling and listening, and he bearing witness, he's shaking his head, you know, he could be a Jake. You don't know. You know? Matthew chapter 5, verse 13, it says, "Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost his savior, wherewith shall it be salted?" You know, so without the law, statutes, commandments, and his wisdom and knowledge and understanding, you know, we don't got no salt. You know, we lost our savor, we lost our flavor without the wisdom. You know, 2/3 these heathen nations, they don't got no salt, no real salt. You know what I mean? Well, Jake, you know, we still got that salt. You know, like we smooth and all that. You know what I'm saying? But that real salt is this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It says, "It is thenceforth good for nothing, you know, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men." You know, see, that's why 2/3 they being stepped on by the so-called white man. We are as a nation, but you know, but the elect, we're rising up, and we putting out and our necks are on the so-called white man. You know, we are the salt of the earth. You know, you can really tell by the salt also. For dude walking up all goofy, you know, you can't tell if he was an Edomite or not. Just look at the salt. Is he that typical Edomite? If he's not, more than likely he's a confusion of face. It says, "Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid." You know, we the light of this world. Without us, this world is nothing. You know what I'm saying? I think it was a verse on confusion of face. think that was one in Ezra. Hold on. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. All right. See, that's a. I'm going Daniel chapter 9. Daniel chapter 9, verse 7. It says, O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces, as at this time to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and unto all Israel that are near and that are far off through all the countries whither thou hast driven them, because of their trespass that they have trespassed against thee. O Lord, to us belongeth confusion of face, to our kings, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. So the Lord, he drove us out among all of these nations because we sinned against him, and a result of that, confusion of faces. We will mingle along with the rest of the people. We got that. Some of us got that leprosy, But in the kingdom, we're gonna get that melon back. You know what I'm saying? I think that's pretty much it. I think I got the point that we are not to judge from face value. We are to judge righteously and according to the Spirit, because the Spirit bears witness with the Scriptures. All you gotta do is teach the Scriptures, and the Spirit bears witness. Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm gonna give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushua, Ba'Hashem Rakah Kodash, Barakta Yahweh, Barakta Yahushua, Barakta Yahweh, Barakta Yahushua, Barakta Yahweh, Barakta Yahushua, Ba'Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well, teach well, leading the nation of Israel spiritually. And shalom to the elect, the brothers out there teaching this truth in truth and sincerity. Shalom to you all. Shalom.